Fertility Tip Tuesday. Dr. Raquel Hammonds here. We have such an awesome topic today. What is it, Raquel?
Endorphins. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing, endorphins.
Yes.
And we're here in California on a very rainy Tuesday, and it is dragging me down. So I need to know what to eat for dinner.
I know. And so I know people like hear about endorphins all the time, but they're just your happy hormones. So like serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, these are your endorphins, and they're released into your bloodstream in response to extreme stress, like exercise, you're stressing your body, or pain. So that's why they tell you when you do a really long run or you have a really hard workout, you feel those endorphins because you stress your body in a way.
Same thing with the runner's high when they talk about I don't run, but the runner's high is just the same thing. There's so much stress on the body, so there's the runner's high.
Exactly, and so many people are like, I never feel good when I run. I'm like, it's not when you're done, because now your body has felt that like stress, and then you're like, wow, I feel great now.
That's right.
Yeah, it's definitely runner's high.
And it doesn't take a long time to create that, right? I mean, you can just stress your body in activity 10, 15 minutes.
Exactly.
I mean, it doesn't take it a lot. Is it related to the heart rate at all, or is it just stress in general on the body?
It's just stress in general. And so when I was looking at research for this, they were saying, think about your exercise on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most intense. Whenever you want to feel that rush of endorphins, try to push yourself as close to 10 as you can get. If you can't get to 10, just try to keep pushing to get closer to that number, because that's when you feel the most release, because now you're pushing your body as hard as it can go. But you don't have to run. You can do, like you said, a 15-minute in-home workout. You can go walking, jump rope, anything.
Okay. Fertility-related question.
Mm-hmm.
Sex and endorphins.
Yes.
Can you... So if it's really just about like strenuous activity, you don't have to have an orgasm in order to have an endorphin rush from sex. Right?
Exactly. And that's actually one of the top ways. And I know we're going to talk about food too, but sex is going to be one of the top ways to release endorphins and a lot of brain releasing chemicals, because it's allowing your body to, go through this strenuous this activity, and it releases it all into your body. So it's definitely one of the main ways for sure.
All right, got it. Love that. And ASRM guidelines, ACOG guidelines, now is not the best time to conceive, but now is definitely the best time to increase your intimacy at home,
exactly.
while you're still quarantined. So definitely we advocate for that. Intimacy is good, especially when you can make it somewhat aerobic. And get endorphins going. Sounds like if you don't have a Peloton like me, then there's other athletic, opportunity in the home. Now let's talk about foods. I mean, what kinds of foods are feel-good foods? I reach for dark chocolate, but I'm not sure if I reach for dark chocolate because I have a tiny bit of a sweet tooth sometimes when I'm tired, or if that really is because it has a biochemical response.
Yeah, that's perfect, because chocolate is the top food that helps our body release endorphins, and it's because it contains a chemical property called theobromine. And when you eat chocolate, it releases this theobromine, and it suppresses pain and allows us to feel pleasure. So that's why when you eat chocolate, you're like, wow, I feel so good. It's not on accident. It's because your body's actually feeling more pleasure.
I think you just made my mom's entire life with that one statement. Because now she's going to be like, it's scientific. My sweet tooth, my love of chocolate is scientific. I love that.
It is.
Is it sort of like the darker, the more vibrant the color of the food, the more antioxidants, the darker the chocolate, the more of that chemical you have? Okay.
Because it's mostly in like the cacao, like that portion of it, and its highest concentration is in the dark chocolate. So you're doing the perfect thing already.
I love it. I mean, the first sugar my son ever had was 86% dark chocolate until he went to my parents' house and visited them, and then it was all downhill from there.
It was like,
he used to think like a square of super bitter dark chocolate was a treat, and I know. So it's great. But
liver, chocolate.
that ship has sailed, though. That ship has sailed. So talk to me a little bit about like other foods that you can eat, or, or coffee, or, is a stimulant really in that category too, or not so much? It does something different.
Not so much. So other foods that you can eat are going to be things like strawberries, plant proteins, spicy foods. Those as well really help. But one thing that I saw that was super interesting is that if you are very stressed or you're feeling down, it's okay to eat a food that you're craving. So some of the research shows just eat something that you want, eat your favorite food, even if it's not the healthiest thing. When you're feeling really down, sometimes you should have what you want and it'll release your endorphins in a sense.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Because I think that we do, you and I've talked about this before, as humans, whether it's perfectionism or shame, we beat ourselves up a lot. And we've been trying to advocate during this bizarre time in history to be really gentle on yourself, let go of judgment, let go of the shame. And so now is the time where it's okay, where it says like, hey, I'm feeling a little blue. Maybe I don't need to eat the entire bag of Oreos, but like, it's okay to have 3.
Have it. I always tell, like, because my patients, a lot of times I give them a meal plan to follow and they're like, I'm having a really bad day. I'm always an advocate for, have the cookie, like YOLO. Have a cookie, have the wine, but then move on, like have it, get what you need, feel those feelings, and then get back on track. That's all that matters.
Because I think that it's sort of the difference between having a spending plan and a budget. A budget is like constraint. It tells you what you can't do, whereas a spending plan tells you what you can. And I feel like it's the same with your practice and how you give people permission. No, you have my permission to do this. And once you have permission, then the intent is that there's a mindfulness about it, right? And then you don't go crazy and go off of the plan completely.
Exactly.
I think it's really important right now, So strawberries are not in season yet.
I know. And there's someone asking, I tried to buy some. I was like, oh no, these aren't ready.
No. Yeah, they're not in season yet. And we're trying to grow some at our house right now. The only thing that's growing in abundance is our potatoes. So
really?
And so are potatoes in this category? Are they going to release any endorphins? Because I look like, from the backyard, I look like I'm going to have a lot of potatoes thanks to my son's wonderful crop growing. So are they in the category, or do I have to like add some cinnamon or some spice or some coconut oil or something to like get them to help me release the endorphins?
Perfect. Yes. Just add some spices to it and that's perfect. That's what's going to help to release those endorphins.
And when you say spice, Raquel, do you mean like spicy to the tongue or like just flavorful?
Spicy. Yeah, like spicy, like cayenne.
Like cayenne. Okay.
Yeah, spicy foods that like, even like, I know some people love like jalapenos, things like that.
Right now.
But yeah, spicy foods.
So one of the places I haven't gotten to visit since this quarantine started is a restaurant that has the most delicious spicy margarita. So when this is lifted and you and I get to go somewhere, I'll take you there. I tell them go hot as possible with that jalapeno. It is amazing. So we will treat ourselves to that. That'll be our big endorphin thing. That and a hug. Is there any science behind why hugging makes people feel so happy? Does that release endorphins too?
Yes, that's going to be your happy hormone called oxytocin. And so oxytocin is also what causes your uterus to contract when you're giving birth. It's the same thing, but that's why they tell moms to do skin to skin because that is also releasing the oxytocin. So that's why hugs they really do release that because you're feeling another human being. It releases that oxytocin and you feel that pleasure. So no, that is scientific.
That's the thing that I miss the most. Are hugs, and I think like a lot of people miss that. When I have gone to the market, with my mask on, I've been telling people I'm smiling at you with my eyes. Can you tell? Are you smiling back with your eyes? Because that facial expression, the hugs, those things, I think, it's why we wanted to bring up foods and, stress the activity again, because these normal day-to-day interactions that people are used to, releasing those happy hormones all day long, even if it's water cooler talk or whatever, you get a touch on the arm from a colleague or what have you. Those things aren't happening right now. And so we want to keep bringing mindfulness to the conversation of quarantine and get people to make good choices.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we've got eat the cookie if you want the cookie. We got drink the glass of wine if you want to drink the glass of wine. Don't beat yourself up. Let it go. We've got strawberries when they're in season, or if you're lucky and you're getting them from South America right now. And let's see. We also talked about chocolate. The darker, the better. Plant-based food. Sex.
Don't forget the sex.
Don't forget the sex. That's going to be like the top of the list. Sex. Okay. I mean, this is Fertility Tip Tuesday. These are great suggestions, great ideas. If you guys have your own that you feel like, you're tackling at home that are, activity, we forgot the exercise, sweat it out, 15 minutes, doesn't have to be an hour, doesn't have to be every day, 15 minutes, and your body's going to get used to it and it's going to want it. So if you have other ideas that we haven't covered, comment below so that we can circulate the Fertility Tip Tuesday conversation. I love being with you on Tuesdays. Some of my most favorite conversations. And we'll see everybody on all the social media links. Find Dr. Raquel on our app, Fertility Answers. She's still doing consults. She's still able to talk to anybody all over the world by phone. We'll see you next week for another Fertility Tip Tuesday. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.